What's up, baby? So history's been a hard one. History's been a hard one on me, for the forms of truths and the other forms of false truths. Um, People that are alive that are being projected as dead. What are the actual true forms of history versus the ones that were being projected on, depowered, and forced to create a form of history that's going to be a true form of history that's being embedded into that of weakened forms of vessels to perceive that reality to be truth without it being controlled. So it's a challenge. It's hard because the making of history, and then being able to project it and create it and to force create history, and then obviously embed that into the weakened minds of people as a form of truth and a full embodiment within that other consciousness, not even to perceive a doubt of false. It's been difficult. But I think that's probably higher forms of assholes that fucking do that to you. They're the ones that I'm afraid of. But because I always like to think like the true forms of authentic is probably like the best, is the best, versus you walking through reality with divine, projectors and tetherizations to hold this level of awareness, which is not correct. And this level of limitations into your mind to perceive that you are less than, that you are not that powerful. Um, to be honest with you, you're the most divine. You're the most beautiful. You're the most glorious. You're everything in this world. And for the people that are so tethered to, so messed up, so depowered, where you can't even, defend yourself, or for the people that are turned hateful, for the people that are turned racist, for the people that are being tormented and tortured to be divided versus uniting to the people, because I think that's where I'm running into a lot of my problems, is because I'm wanting to love Americans, I'm wanting to love people, but I'm so afraid. There's been times that I've been so afraid because I'm like, I'm like, well, first off, I don't even watch. I don't want to watch anything because I'm like, okay, who's gonna tell it to my mind? All right, so what are they gonna hold? What are they gonna project? What are they gonna do? And I get nervous. And even with music or anything like that, because I'm like, because this is a fad, this is a creation, and the people that have mastered creating culture, and it's like a lot of them have mastered being able to be, slave masters. A lot of them have mastered being able to torment that of your being or your mind. So you essentially just give up, and then you're easily controlled and manipulated. Whether it's through metaphysical arts, whether it's through, I mean, that sums it up, right? Uh, but it's, you know, for me, like today I went to a store, and it was a Papa Chico. It was a fucking mijo. It was a Latino. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, this motherfucker's delicious. Because I really love like an embodiment like of a creation. And I'm like, he looks delicious. But I'm like, what type of Latino? Is he the slave master? Or is he an independent? Is he, like I have to go through these things in my mind now. Because I'm like, are you part of the collective that is assisting with the depowerization of my people, me? Um, are you willing to harm American people? Are you willing to justify the harms that are being placed on me, my loved ones, and my family, friends, and people that I know or that I've came across, and you justify it because everybody else is doing it, and it's hard because I'm like, well, can I trust or can I not trust? And it's such a battlefield. And I don't think necessarily I was scared about the attraction part. Like I was like, I'm okay, but I can't read the energies anymore, right? Because I'm so distorted. I'm so projected. Like if I change out my consciousness, which is a different level of awareness. So if you put it more Latin, right? Like you're going to look at Latin people and you're gonna be like gorgeous, beautiful. If you change it out to a little bit more Indian, right? You're gonna look at Indians and be like delicious. If you're gonna pull it out towards like some black brothers and sisters, then you're gonna be like some black is looking delicious today. And it's like, these things. But it's capable of being able to hold your own consciousness. Um, and I know because I've contacted Senate, I've contacted Christianity, Muslims, I've contacted a lot of people, and and I think even with because I was watching the development of the United States and some of these things that I was still I was still um so I'm like, am I not, because I have gotten a little bit of assistance, but um like I wonder to myself, am I able to contact the government, or is it truly the government the one that's actually suppressing me? Is it, obviously, if my own government knows of the forms of enslavement that's being placed onto me, and especially they know, I'm Champagne. I went ahead. I call them, baby. I call them. I send them emails. As a matter of fact, the whole world knows, baby. I'm telling on all you motherfuckers. I'm telling on everybody. Credible my ass. Fuck all you motherfuckers. This bitch. I'm tired, baby. I'm tired of getting my ass whooped. And I mean, I'm from everywhere. I've contacted Sweden. I've contacted, I mean, as far as, I don't know, special. I don't know how all these things go. Whether, the limitations of being a voice, being able to be heard or not be heard. But for at least I've tried to make an effort to, communicate with the UN, communicate with humanitarian, human rights, because I was like, well, doesn't that fall underneath slavery? Like, can I get free? Like, can you free a bitch? I need to be freed. Um, and and I've contacted France, I've contacted Poland, I've contacted Britain, I've contacted Africa, I've contacted South Africa, I've contacted, I think, Japan, the Philippines for sure, Brazil. I contacted everybody. I contacted everybody, and it's kind of interesting because the forms of the enslavement of the Americans limits you from actually going to other forms of country because you're so afraid of them. But I think because I've been so hurt by America, that I've actually gotten to see so many other people from other countries coming to America that is actually able to share image and be able to be fully aligned and walk unscathed in reality. That I'm like, I don't know what kind of false form of bullshit you're giving me again, motherfucker. But these motherfuckers look happy. Like, and then if you're telling me the education that I'm getting is all I got, which is false forms of history embedded with it, that of projecting and being able to tell it to my mind and force that of embodiments in order for me to perceive it, that it's real, by wiring it into my being that it is, I'm like, it doesn't look good. Or like even sexuality or sex or anything like that, because I'm like, I struggle with that a little bit. But I'm like, these other divine people with even their religion, Kama Sutra is like a thing, like Tantra is 100%. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who are these motherfuckers that are making me fucking retarded? And so I'm trying to tell myself, like, who am I supposed to run to? Who am I supposed to run to? Because I have I have this, like, I can't hold my own consciousness now, it seems like. But it's not even just not being able to hold my own consciousness. It's it's a form of who who can guide me the right direction or guide me the right way to being like, okay, well, this is where it's at. Um, because you got so many of these seers and these people that are dream weaving and creating a reality for you. And first off, I don't agree with the enslavement of people. I don't agree with the enslavement of man. I don't agree, and I don't ever want a part of myself to be a part of that. I want to always be a part of that freedom and that liberation and uniting people, versus dividing, causing fear onto that of the people. Especially if, like my ex Raul, he's like, oh, I can't go back to Mexico. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And he's like, because the cartel. And I'm like, well, he doesn't talk like that. And I'm like, you do know your aunt lives out there, right? In Durango, right? And she's perfectly fine. But because he's been weakened and all this other stuff, now he's afraid to even go back to his home country. He's afraid to even go visit family because the hierarchies out here is putting so much fear into him that he's afraid he's gonna get attacked by drug dealers.